Hey folks, so my name is Cassie Outler and I'm going to be your professor for English 1102 this summer. Hopefully you already received my email. If you haven't, go ahead and check your MGA email. It should be the Outlook email to see an email from me in there. If you did not receive that email, please let me know. Um, I'm going to go over some stuff on our Brightspace page. I'm going to try and make this introductory video kind of quick for you so that you can start getting into the content of the course. But there's going to be some really important details in here, so make sure to watch all the way through to the end. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to show you is the homepage of our Brightspace page. If you log into Brightspace through the MGA website, you should have English Composition 2, Section O2 Summer on your list of classes. And right below our course title is the announcements section of the homepage. So here I have a little announcement I posted for you guys, getting you some information about the class, the syllabus, the schedule, and your requirements for our first week. So I'll be showing you that in depth so that you can get an idea of what it looks like. But in this announcement, I have some blue text, as you can see here. These blue links are links to other places in the Brightspace page. So if I click syllabus, it'd take us to the course syllabus. That applies to all the blue text. So the course schedule for the semester, the Start Here tab, which is your first requirement for the class, and then the About Your Instructor tab that gives you some information about myself, as well as the introduction discussion board post that is required of you in the Start Here module. So all of that stuff is linked there. If you are feeling a little lost using the Brightspace page, those links will take you to the places that you absolutely need to see first. So once you have looked through the syllabus and schedule and completed the Start Here tab, you can look at the rest of the semester content, including the fiction unit, which is the one we will be starting with first. I say here in the beginning, and this is super important, this summer course is categorized as a Minimester. What that means is that instead of having a full 16 weeks like you would in a normal semester, or even a full 8 weeks like you would in a full session summer class, we are going to be jamming a whole semester's worth of work into 4 weeks. So it is very intensive, and the turnaround on the assignments, the readings, the quizzes, the discussion board posts, it's a very quick turnaround. If that is not something you were hoping to sign up for when you signed up for a class, I completely understand. These classes are specific for very specific people who fit into a category of needing to get something done quickly and also having the time to dedicate to a class like this. So if that's not what you thought you were signing up for with this course, I say here, my feelings will not be hurt if you decide to drop it and opt for another full session class in this summer or in this fall. In this course, you will have essays due every week. You will have a discussion board post and a quiz due, as well as several readings. So keep that in mind. You need to stay on top of your readings. And something that's also important because it's such a short class, the assignments need to get turned in and submitted by you in chronological order. What I mean by that is the assignment that's due first. So for you, that will be the Start Here content. And then eventually in the fiction unit, it will be the fiction quiz and discussion board post. Those need to be turned in before anything else is turned in. So your grade relies on you building skills throughout the course. So if you go ahead and turn in all of the essays without like reading the unit's content or doing the quizzes and discussion boards, I will not be able to accept those essays. So please make sure that you're doing the course in chronological order. I have given you a lot of freedom because the entire course is open to you. So don't take advantage of that freedom by submitting things out of order. Please go ahead and submit them in chronological order as they are due. If you are ever unsure of what assignments come in what order, you can check the reading and assignment schedule. I'm going to show you that now. You can click on the blue link that I posted in the announcement to see it. Okay, so the schedule tells you that we are having a course separated into 4 weeks, and each week we will be covering a different type of literature. So in week 1, we will be covering fiction. In week 2, we will be covering drama. In week 3, we will be covering poetry. And then in week 4, and for our final, we will be covering research. So for example, after you have the start here content done, in week 1, it says to read all of the fiction materials that are mentioned in the fiction tab of course content. I'll show you how to access that. Watch the lecture video that I've posted for the fiction unit. And then the first assignment that's listed here is take the fiction quiz by the 24th of May at 5 p.m. The fiction quiz is linked in the fiction unit as well. So I'm going to show you the course content now so that you can kind of get a feel for where everything is. So if you go to course tools up in the top, you will see content. You can also just click the content button. And that brings you to a list of modules over here on the left. So the first module is the syllabus and schedule tab. There, as you can imagine, is the syllabus and then the schedule. So if you are ever lost or concerned about something in the course, you can check those documents. They are essentially the contract that we have together to make sure that we are all performing successfully for the course. Below that tab is the Start Here tab. This is the content that you are expected to get done this week as soon as possible, including a welcome to the course, the introduction to the course, and some information about myself. And there I am. In the next tab is the fiction section. So that is our first week of class. There is the lecture video, which I have posted first so that you can kind of get an idea for what we're going to be discussing first. So there's the lecture video, the slides that I use in that lecture video, and then there are the readings. In the fiction unit, we will be reading Everyday Use by Alice Walker, The Cast of Amontillado by Edgar Allan Poe, A Good Man is Hard to Find by Flannery O'Connor, The Story of an Hour by Kate Chopin, An Occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge by Ambrose Bierce. And those are the stories we'll be reading. For some of the stories, I have videos linked. So for example, there is a video about Edgar Allan Poe when you read The Cask of Amontillado. There's a video about there's an audio version of the Ambrose Bierce story. So it's kind of like an audiobook version of that short story. Then below that, we have slides about how to write about literature. I go over those slides and more information in the video lecture. So the video lecture is going to be a touchstone piece for you in each unit. Then there is a handout, which is a structure of an academic essay refresher. This is to refresh any information that you ideally learned in English 1101 or the equivalent that you took. So just to refresh your memory on that content and make sure we're all on the same page when it comes to what is expected in an essay. Then below that, you'll see the fiction quiz. That's the first thing that you'll have to turn in for the fiction unit, the discussion board, and then the assignment instructions. And then finally, the Dropbox where you submit the assignment for the fiction essay. Each unit will look like that. So by week 2, you'll have it down. Each unit will have content that you'll need to read and watch, content that you will be quizzed on, a discussion board post that requires you to respond to a fellow classmate or two, and then an essay at the end of that week. And I know that that seems like a lot of content. And in a normal semester, it would be spread out a bit more. But because this is a mini-mester, we have to kind of cram a lot into 1 week. So again, you have until tomorrow, I think, to add classes. And my feelings will not be hurt if you decide to drop the class. However, if you are sticking in it for the long haul, awesome. I'm so happy that you're here. And I'd be happy to help you reach your goals this semester. So please reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns when it comes to the assignments or the readings. Each unit will kind of look like the fiction unit that I just showed you. So here's drama, for example. There's an introduction to drama video lecture. Then there are the slides, the reading for that unit. There's some videos on the reading. And then there is a quiz, discussion board, and essay. We will talk more about the drama unit when we get to it in week 2. For now, I would love for you to focus on the Start Here content. So the introduction discussion board, the sample assignment submission, and the entry quiz located there. I'll show you that now. Here is the introduction discussion board. Here is the sample assignment submission. And here's the entry quiz. Each of those have instructions for you to follow. make sure to get those done before you do anything else in the course. In the announcement that I posted on the homepage, at the very end, I have my email address. I say if you have any questions throughout our time together, my email is cassie.outler@mga.edu. I am super quick to respond there, especially while I'm in the Minimester, because I know that turnover is really fast for this assignment and for this unit. So I'm quick to respond there. That's the easiest way to contact me. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or concerns. And I'm really excited to have this semester. I love my Minimesters. I think they are so fun and they go by so quickly, but you get to read so much content in such a short amount of time. So you'll feel really accomplished by the time you're done. Like I said, please reach out if you have any concerns or questions. And I can't wait to read how you feel about the content in the fiction unit. And discuss those with you. Okay, I will see y'all next week. I hope you have a wonderful first week and let me know if you have any questions.